Okay, we're going to make these cute little hats to go with a matching onesie. So here's the blue one that I made, but we're going to make one to match the purple onesie. So I'm just going to go over what materials you're going to need. So for the yarn, you're going to need a light purple color, and also the variegated color that you used for the onesie, a light yellow color, and also a white yarn and a black yarn for the eyes. And the hook that I'm using is a J hook or a 6mm crochet hook. And you're going to need your tapestry needle as well as a pair of scissors and also a piece of cardboard that you cut out that's 2.5 inches by 3 inches. Okay, we're going to start with your solid colored pastel purple or light purple color, and we're going to do a magic circle. So go ahead and just drape the yarn over your 4 fingers, and then you're going to drape it around your 2 middle fingers twice. And then just hold it with your pinky and your thumb. And then you're just going to take your crochet hook and go under the 2 pieces of yarn that are on your 2 middle fingers, and then just grab the yarn and pull it under, and then yarn over and go through the loop for your knot, and then you're going to go under the 2 loops again and then yarn over. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, go through both for a single chain, and then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2 for your first double crochet, and we're going to do 12 double crochet into the magic circle. So you're going to yarn over, go into the 2 loops, yarn over, and you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and then go through the magic circle, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, and then yarn over and go through 2, and that's 3 double crochet. And then we're going to do 12, so I'm going to do more with you. Go ahead and yarn over, go into the 2 loops around your middle fingers, yarn over, and you have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. So that's 4 double crochet in the magic circle, yarn over, go through the 2 loops, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. So now you have 5 double crochet into the magic circle. I'm going to do 2 more with you. Yarn over, go through the 2 loops in the magic circle, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2, and then I'm going to do 1 more, yarn over, go through the 2 loops that were on the middle fingers, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. So go ahead and keep doing double crochets into the magic circle until you have a total of 12, and then come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I just finished the 12th double crochet into the magic circle. So you're going to take your forefinger and your thumb, and you're just going to grip the base of the 12 double crochets, and then you have the 2 opposite strands of yarn. You're going to pull on one of them, and if it doesn't pull, then you're going to let go and just pull on the other strand until you close your magic circle, and then take your other strand of yarn and pull on it, and you don't have to pull it too tight because you can always close it more later, and then go ahead and do a slip stitch to the top single crochet, the top of your double crochet that you started with, and then just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. Oop, let me do that again. For your slip stitch. Now you're going to do 2 double crochet into every stitch all the way around. For your first double crochet, you're just going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a double crochet into the same stitch, yarn over, then go into the same stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, and yarn over and go through 2. So you did your first 2 double crochet in the first stitch. Go ahead and yarn over to go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. We're going to do another double crochet into the same stitch, yarn over, go into the same stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2. And you're going to do 2 double crochet into every stitch all the way around back to the beginning for a total of 24. When you're done, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so you should be back at the beginning. We're going to do a slip stitch into the top chain of the first double crochet, and then just yarn over and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. And then you're going to get a yarn marker to help mark where you left off. And we're going to do 1 single chain into the next stitch, and then 2 single chains into the next stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. 1, 2. So I'm going to do one more with you. The next stitch you'll do 1 single chain, and then the next stitch you're going to do 2 single chains in the same stitch. 1, and then 2. So go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around back to your yarn marker, and then come back and I'll show you the next step. You should be back to your yarn marker. Go ahead and take it out and move it up to where you left off. And now you're going to do 1 single chain in 3. So in the next stitch you're going to do 1 single chain. And the second stitch you're going to do 1 single chain. And in the third stitch you're going to do 1 single chain. And then you're going to do 2 single chains in the next stitch. 1, 2, and you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. I'm going to do one more with you. The next stitch you do 1 single chain. Second stitch, 1 single chain. And the third stitch, 1 single chain. And then 2 single chains into the fourth stitch. 1 and 2. Go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker, and then come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now you're back to where you started. I have 1 single chain left, so I'm going to go ahead and just do 1 single chain into that spot. And then I'm going to move the yarn marker up. And this will be the last increase round. You're going to do 1 single chain in the next 8 stitches, and then do 2 single chains. So in the next stitch, you're going to do 1 single chain, single crochet. So I know I've probably been saying single chain the whole time, but it's actually single crochet. So in the second stitch you do a single crochet, third stitch single crochet, fourth stitch single crochet, fifth single crochet, sixth single crochet, seventh single crochet, and then in the 8th stitch you're going to do a single crochet. The 9th stitch you're going to do 2 single crochet, 1 and 2. So go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. So in the next 8 stitches you'll do 1 single crochet in each stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the 9th stitch. And then come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so you should be back, and I have a total of 45 single crochet all the way around. If you're pretty close to that, that's fine, as long as you have about 45 single crochet. Now we're going to do a slip stitch. So in the next stitch, I'm going to yarn over and then just pull through both loops on your hook. And then now we're going to do half double crochet all the way around. So for the first stitch, you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and you can go ahead and get rid of your yarn marker now. And we're going to do a half double crochet all the way around, just 1 in every stitch. Go ahead and yarn over, and then you're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over. You have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and go through all 3 loops on your hook. Now you have 2 half double crochet completed. Go ahead and yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3. And you're just going to keep doing half double crochet all the way around, back to the beginning. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull through all three. I'll do one more with you. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all three. And go ahead and finish doing half double crochets all the way around back to the beginning, and then I'll show you the next step. So you should be back at the beginning. So go ahead, we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of that half double crochet. So just go into that top stitch, then yarn over and bring it through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. That counts as your first half double crochet, and here you can see how it loops up a little bit. You're not going to go into that stitch. You're going to go into your first stitch, which is right there. So you're going to yarn over and then go into your next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for a half double crochet, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3, and you're just going to keep doing half double crochet again all the way around, and you're going to do half double crochet rows for a total of 8 rows, and when you're done with the 8th row, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so you should have finished 8 rows of half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of the first half double crochet that we did. Go ahead and go through that top stitch, yarn over, and pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. And now we're going to change colors to the variegated yarn or whatever color that you want for the trim. I'm going to do the one that matches my onesie. But you're going to go ahead and go through the next stitch and then yarn over, so you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to take the new yarn, you're going to hook it, and then just bring it through both loops on your hook, and then you're going to do a single crochet, yarn over and go through. And now you're going to take and cut the previous yarn. And then you're going to tie a knot with the new yarn end. And I like to just tie it 3 times to make sure it's nice and secure. And we're going to do a half double crochet with the new color for the brim of the hat. So go ahead and chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to do a half double crochet in every stitch around the hat, and at the same time we're going to bury the 2 loose yarn ends that we have, so we won't have to bury it later. Go ahead and yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3 loops on your hook, and then yarn over, go into the next stitch, and you can see at the same time I'm burying those 2 loose yarn ends. 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3, and you're just going to keep doing half double crochet all the way around back to the beginning, and then come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, we're back to the beginning. We're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch to the top stitch of the first half double crochet that we did, and then yarn over, and then just bring the yarn through both loops on your hook, and then we're going to do 1 more row around of half double crochet. So go ahead and chain 2, 1, 2, and then yarn over and go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3. And you're going to do a half double crochet in every stitch all the way around. Yarn over, next stitch. And then when you get back to the beginning, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Now we're going to do a slip stitch to the top of the first stitch of your first half double crochet. Yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. And now we're going to finish off. Go ahead and yarn over. Just pull enough yarn through to sew into our project. And now we're going to make the eyes. So go ahead and get your white yarn. Okay, with your white yarn, we're going to do a magic circle. Go ahead and take the yarn and drape it across your 4 fingers and then twice around your middle fingers, and then hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. And then take your crochet hook. We're using the J hook or 6mm crochet hook, and go under the 2 loops on the middle fingers. And then yarn over and pull through a loop, and yarn over, and then pull through for your knot. And then you're going to go under the 2 loops again and yarn over. You have 2 loops on the hook, yarn over for your first single chain. And we're going to do 6 single chains into the magic circle. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to take your forefinger and your thumb and just hold it at the base of the 6 single chains, and then you have these 2 strands of yarn on the opposite side of the magic circle. You're going to pull on one to close it. If it doesn't pull, then you let go and pull on the other strand, but this one's pulling. And then you're going to take the loose yarn end and pull on that to close it completely. And you don't have to pull it too tight at this point because you want to be able to get into your stitch. But in your first stitch, you're going to do 2 single chains. Sometimes that first one's a little tough to get into. Yarn over. You're going to do 1 single crochet. And then you're going to do another single crochet in the same stitch for 2 single crochet in the same stitch. And you're going to do 2 single crochet in every stitch around for a total of 12. So in the next one, 2, 1, and 2 for a total of 4 single crochet. Next one, 2, 1, 2 for a total of 6, 1, 2 for a total of 8, 1, 2 for a total of 10, 1, and 2 for a total of 12. And now you can close up the center a little bit more by pulling on the back string, and then that closes the magic circle for you. Now you're just going to take your yarn marker. I already have one, so I'm going to use the same one that I was using before. Just put it right where you left off, and we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next stitch and then 2 into the stitch after that. So in the next stitch you're going to do 1 single crochet, and in the next stitch you're going to do 2 single crochet in the same stitch, 1 and 2, and you're going to repeat that pattern, 1 single crochet into the next stitch and then 2 single crochet in the next stitch all the way around back to the yarn marker, and then come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so you should be back at the yarn marker. We're going to go ahead and do a slip stitch. So just go into the next stitch, yarn over, and then just pull through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch, and then you're going to finish off, yarn over and pull through just enough to sew into your work. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to sew on the sleepy eye. So you're going to need 2 of these, but first I'm just going to show you how to do the sleepy eye. So go ahead and get your black yarn and thread it through your tapestry needle, and then I'll show you how to sew it on. So we're going to take our black yarn with our tapestry needle, and I usually use the center as a guide And I'm just going to go directly across to about right here, and then come up from behind with my tapestry needle. And just leave enough on the back to tie your knot. And then you're just going to follow the U of the circle. Go ahead and go down into that portion of the circle. And then you're going to come up from behind along that U of the circle. And you're just going to keep sewing until you have the bottom of the eye. And I like to make sure that I have it even across. So I'm going to come up to where I'm even in the back. And that way it'll be straight across and using the center as a guide. Now I'm going to start doing the lashes. So I'm going to go down close to the stitch around the outer edge of the circle. And then go back in at the top of the U. And then I have my first lash. Then I'm going to go down a little bit further along the edge of the outer circle for the second lash. And then I'm going to go at the bottom. And then I'm just going to go on the side here. And the last lash that I'm going to put in is over here. And I'm going to the top of the U. And the sleepy eye is done. So on the back, I'm just going to tie a knot. And then you can cut it because this is going to be sewn onto the hat and you're not going to see the back of the eye. And then you can go ahead and take the center and put that onto your tapestry needle. We're going to go ahead and bury that because you don't want to just cut that portion because it might unthread. So you just want to make sure you get it buried into the back of the eye. And then you can cut it. And go ahead and make another one just like this, and then I'll show you how to sew it onto the hat. Both your eyes should be done, but before we sew it onto the hat, we're going to go ahead and make the beak. So go ahead and get your yellow yarn, and we're going to do a slip knot. So how I do that is I just fold it across to make a loop, and we're going to use our 6mm or J-hook, put it right through the loop, and then just hold it with your middle finger and your thumb, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through the loop, and that's your slip knot. You're going to chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to do a single chain. Actually, we're going to do a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. So you're going to go into the second chain from the hook and do a slip stitch. So you're going to yarn over and then just pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. And then you're going to do a half double crochet into the next stitch. So you're going to yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for a half double crochet. And then we're going to do another half double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, and then yarn over and go through all 3 loops on the hook. And then in the last 2 stitches, we're going to do a double crochet in each stitch. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over and go through 2 for double crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the last stitch, yarn over, go into the last stitch, yarn over, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and go through 2, yarn over and go through 2, and then we're going to finish off, yarn over and pull enough yarn to sew the beak onto the hat. And you have your beak. So you're just going to take and make sure that the seam of the hat, you can see there's a faint seam that goes on the back of the hat. So make sure that is on the back. And we're going to sew the beak on first. So with your tapestry needle, you're just going to take and sew. We're going to take the small end first. Sometimes it's a little tricky getting the yarn. Got it? And you're just going to make sure you line up the beak point for the end of the hat, and then the top of the beak. You're going to go into the hat, and then with the other side of the beak, this is what you're going to use to sew the beak onto the hat. So then you just go down into the hat, and you just sew the beak into place with your tapestry needle. And then you're going to place your eyes where you want them. And then you're going to sew the eyes on with the white yarn. You're going to sew with your tapestry needle the eyes onto the hat. And when you're done, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Your face should be all sewn on. And you can see how I lined up the sleepy eyes with the beak across, and then the bottoms of the eyes towards the end, the bottom of the brim, just like I did the beak. And now we're going to do the pom-pom for the top of the head. So go ahead and get your yellow yarn and the piece of cardboard that you cut out, And we're going to take the yellow yarn, and you can hold on to the end of the yarn so you don't lose it. But you're basically going to take and just wrap around the yarn around the cardboard and do that. Just keep doing it until you get a lot of yarn wrapped around. Okay, so you can see how I wrapped around just a lot of yarn around the cardboard. And now you're just going to take, you want to leave, when you cut off your end piece, you want to leave enough to tie around the center when you're done. So you're just going to go ahead and take the cardboard out. And then you're going to take the yarn and you're just going to wrap it around the center. And you're just going to tie a knot with the loose end that you started with. And then you're just going to pull it really tight. And then tie it one more time if it won't pull tight. And then just wrap it around tightly until it is really tight. And just pull it really tight so the center will keep it closed together, because you're going to cut the loops on the side. So you want the center to hold all those loops into place. So you want it to be real tight. So we're going to go ahead and tie it a couple of times. And then you're also going to wrap it around again. Make sure you keep it snug. And then we're going to tie another knot around the center. Just pull it tightly. And you're going to tie a knot in there. I'm going to do it 3 times. And then keep these long strands, because the long strands are what you're going to sew onto the hat down the middle. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Go ahead and get your tapestry needle. And then you're going to take the top of the hat. You can see where the center of the magic circle was, where we started. You're going to go into that magic circle and just pull the yarn so that your pom-pom is flat on the top of the hat. And you're going to do the same thing with the other end of the yarn. And you're just going to go down into the center of the hat like you did with the other yarn. I went through the hat, so you don't want to do that. I can see it, I'll just pull it through. So you want both of the yellow yarn ends to come through the center of the hat, and the pom-pom will be directly in the center, pulled tightly and snugly against the hat. So you're going to turn it inside out, and you're going to take the 2 yellow yarn ends that you just pulled through, and also the center purple yarn that you'd use for the magic circle, and you're going to tie a knot. You're going to pull that knot tight. so that your pom-pom is snug against the other side of the hat. And then just tie that a couple of times. And then you can go ahead and cut the inside. And then turn the hat back. And now you're going to take and cut. You're just going to go through the loop ends and then cut them. On both sides. And then you're just going to shape your pom-pom on the top of the hat. And you can trim it how you want, but I like the way it turned out. So you're all done with the hat.